knows where life will take us? I don't really know, but I got a feeling that the best is yet to show. And I kept on remembering.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Yay, we are back again. If you're new here, my name is Nelly, but most people know me as the corporate housewife. If you found me on YouTube, please do me a favor and go to TikTok. My handle is corporate housewife ZA, and that's where I post daily vlogs. This channel is dedicated to all things lifestyle, marriage content, and positive vibes. So it's Friday afternoon. I actually just took a shower. I'm not proud to admit that. It's one of those weekends where Auntie has gone for the month. I want to cry. She's gone for 5 days and I don't know how I'm gonna cope. I won't lie, like, she makes my life a whole lot easier and I don't have to worry about a lot. So right now I'm going to just clean up the kitchen, wash the dishes. There are so many dishes that have just built up all day, and then just like tidy up around my house, and then I'm gonna start getting ready. Hubby and I are going on a date night, so I thought I'd do something a little special and a little different for you guys and just have like a chat while I get ready. So let me wash these dishes and then we'll come back and we'll chat.
Who could find on through all these doors? Touring basement couches and living room floors. On to the next town, to the next show. Cause I went and caught a dream and I can't let go. Been trying to break into some boys club. They got cigars in that dry rub. I'd love to sing them on my songs to see what I got. I wanted to get older where the flowers hit the trees, where the lakes flow to the rivers and the rivers throw a breeze, raise a couple kids.
Hey guys, so I got my priorities done. I just did my foundation just so that we could speed this up. I feel like I put on way too much, but I'm gonna fix it. I'm loving the full coverage, but like at what cost? Also the lighting in here sucks. So I just put myself a little glass of wine. It is date night after all, and what I wanted to do was this lighting. I look like an Oompa Loompa. Got my chores done and now I'm just getting ready with you guys, and we're going to the movies with hubby. I thought I'd do something different and I will tell you guys like a little cute story in the theme of date nights. I'll tell you guys a little story about how hubby and I met, and then how we introduced each other to our families. So yeah, I already have foundation on because it was going to take too long to blend it out and I don't want to stretch this out. I'm going to have to turn this way a lot, but I'll try put my mirror here so that I'm not like, my side is not to you guys. So sorry about that. Sip of wine. It's date night, so rosé all day. I mean, I usually drink bubbles on a Friday, but we're gonna work with what we have. So I've told the story quite a bit on TikTok about how hubby and I met, but for those who haven't been along on the journey as long, let me go back. So the year is, it's hard to do this and talk. So the year is 2017. I have just finished uni. I'm home and it's July and I'm starting my new job. I worked there for a month and then my hubby joins the same company about a month later. They had been talking about this guy who was going to be joining the company, and I remember we had the same initials, and I just have this thing about a name, especially my name, that like I hate it when other people have the same initials as me. So I was like, ew. He also had the same initials as the same surname actually as someone I went to high school with, and I didn't rate that guy so much. And as God would have it, I would end up having that surname for life. So I meet my husband, literally I was on like my lunch break. And one thing about me, I don't play about a lunch break. So I see this guy, like our boss had told us like, oh, so-and-so is going to join today, but I'm just rushing out for a meeting. So when he comes, you know, just make him feel welcome. Cool. By then I was like, I'd established myself as the welcoming committee, and I was also the marketing girly. So, and it's a small company, so as with like most small companies, you end up doing quite a lot. So he comes, I'm on my lunch break, I'm like, who is this scrum dilayam young guy? And he goes inside our office, I'm like, oh, okay, must be the new guy. And then I like immediately pack up my lunch and I'm like, hi, I don't believe we've met. So I introduce myself to him, we do intros, and then I sort of have to do like some onboarding and stuff. Yeah, but interestingly, like after that, I didn't really take much interest in him. I don't know why. And then, yeah, so we're working together for like a few months now. I mean, he would say there's some flirtation here and there. I'm like, I was just being friendly. So yeah, we worked together for a few months, and then we start doing like on Fridays, you know, you go grab drinks with your colleagues. So my hubby and I, well, then he wasn't my hubby, we would go and like get drinks together in Bram. Like I'd be like, my friends and I are going to Bram, do you want to come, like if you don't have plans? So the one time we went to Bram, and I went to go meet up with one of my friends that I usually hung out with, and then she's like, who's this guy? I'm like, oh, this is so and so, we work together. And she's like, just work together? I was like, girl, we're just colleagues, like calm down, it's not that deep, you know. And then she was like, this guy totally likes you. I said, absolutely not, we are just colleagues. And then like I think another month rolls around, and like something happens at work, like my boss and I like sort of like get into it, and it's a weekend. Like we just had like a really demanding boss. I shouldn't have been working a weekend, but anyways, you live, you learn, and you grow. And then I call my hubby to vent about our boss. I'm like, can you believe this guy is calling me on a weekend and expecting me to do XYZ on a weekend, whatever. So then my hubby says, oh, would you like me to come over? I was like, come over where? Why are we coming over? But then I was like, okay, I guess, cool, come over. He comes over, he brings some drinks, and we basically just like chill and hang out. And then my sister also comes over to my place. That time I'm staying alone. And then yeah, we just chill and have drinks for the rest of the afternoon, and then he leaves. I have to mention that at the time, why is it doing that? Let's do it. I have to mention that at the time he is staying in Springs and I was staying in Auckland Park. So this man drove through 2 toll gates just to see if I was okay. And I still didn't take that as a sign. I'm gonna fix this. I still didn't like take that as a sign. And then he left, and my sister said, you know this guy likes you, right? And then my sister's boyfriend also said the same thing. It was like, this guy likes you. I was like, no man, we're just colleagues. So I thought, you know what, let me just see if what everyone has been telling me is true. And I called him up and I was like, do you like me? And he was like, well, I drove all the way there on a Saturday to see if you were okay. I was like, oh, okay, I guess. And then we organized to go on a date like a week later, like an official date now, to see if we actually liked each other. And yeah, that's how we started dating. And for 6 years later now, we are married, and this is gonna be our 2nd year of marriage. So pretty cute story, if I do say so myself. And the funny part is that the same friend who was like, this guy likes you, she was at our wedding. And obviously my sister was at our wedding. So yeah, it's just, your friends will know, and it's up to you to listen. And you just hope that most of the time that the guy they're saying is the one is actually the one, you know. So we're dating now for like, I actually don't remember if it was a year in or like a few months in. So just to give some context, what I then learned afterwards, my husband had never brought a girl home, which is great for him. On my side, my parents have always been open to us dating. It's never really been like a thing that we have to hide. My dad had this policy of like, I would rather know than to not know, especially because he had so many girls. He had 9 girls and 4 boys. My dad had 13 kids. So he was just like, you know, if you're dating, I would rather know who these fellas are than for you guys, you know, if something goes bad, then I don't want to, you know, I need to know who to go check, you know, who to get up. Which I think is quite a good policy and a fair policy, to be honest. So yeah, that's how like my family dealt with us dating. And then sorry guys, I'm out of breath and I don't know why. So then I get shy when I talk about my husband. I don't know why, because he's mine, you know, that's my guy, that's my person. So fast forward like maybe 9 months or up to a year later, my mom was still living in Joburg at the time, and then my sisters and I would always go see my mom on the weekends, and like we'd meet up there and just hang out at home, obviously, as you do. And the one weekend I was like, do you want to come home with me? And he was like, ox, but cool. So we went home. My mom actually told the story at our wedding. So we go home and I'm just like, I don't say like this is my boyfriend, but like your parents like no. I was just like, this is, you know. And then my mom told the story about how she like snuck a picture of my husband while he was like chilling on the couch and like sent it to her friend. So my mom is like very much like from KZN. She knows Joburg now, but at the time she was like, I need to know if I can trust this guy. Like, what if he's just some kid from Joburg trying to, you know, pull a fast one on my daughter? So she's like, she sent the picture to one of her friends who's from Joburg, and she was like, does he look like a stand-up guy, you know? So the guy was like, oh no man, he seems chilled, you know, don't worry about it. Which I thought was very funny and a bit creepy. Why are you taking a picture of my man? Then after that, like, he started coming around a lot more, especially like when we would go to my mom's house. And I don't think as I said, I don't think I ever told my mom that he's my boyfriend, but yeah, she picked up the vibes. Then a few months down the line, I got to meet his family. Oh my gosh, guys. So like, I come from a big family, yeah, but like my husband comes from a big, like, my family is big, which is like my siblings and like my dad's children, you know, because it's temple vibes. But like, my husband comes from one of those where like all the cousins and everyone is like super close. I didn't really have that type of upbringing, so it was very daunting. Okay, anyway, Shap, he's like, we're having like a thing at home, do you want to come? He said at my grand's house. I was like, oh, okay. Are your grandparents still alive? He's like, no, it's just gonna be like my cousins. I'm thinking like there's gonna be like a few cousins. Guys, I get there and it's like one of those typical like Joburg, Karachi, Ziawa type of things. And then only to find out it's his nephews, two of his nephews like combined birthday parties. I was like, oh my gosh, kill me now. The whole family's there, his mom is there, his aunts are there, cousins, like I wanted to die. I won't even lie. But I guess his nerves were just too much. And everyone's like, do you want anything to drink? I was like, no, I'm fine. I'm just gonna have my wine. Wine was the worst option I ever chose to drink that day because for some reason, I think it was his nerves, I started feeling like too tipsy. And like, you know, if I was feeling like tipsy like that in front of my friends, I'd be like, okay, the night's about to get lit, you know. But I was like, no way am I gonna feel like this and behave like this in front of my boyfriend's family. So I was like, we need to go. And I remember everyone was like, oh, why are you guys leaving so early? I was just like, you know, I feel really bad because we're at your family's house, but I don't know, like I just don't like feeling uncomfortable around people that I don't know, especially when I'm trying to make a good impression. I was just like, this is not the time and place for me to be feeling this tipsy. So we did stay, like we ate and everything, and that was it. And then my sister-in-law, sorry guys, I'm looking for my brush. And my sister-in-law tells me a few years later, my brow pencil's done, so we've gone back to powder. Then my sister-in-law tells me, like years later, that everyone was just like, oh my gosh, he brought a girl home, and like his mom was, so I met like his mom, I met his dad, I met his cousins, siblings, nephew, like guys, when I tell you I met the whole family on one day, it was just a lot. And I remember I just like sat on the couch in the living room, and there was like a lot of drinks and stuff. Like my husband's family like gets down, they know how to have a good time, I'll give them that. But at the same time I was like, I just met these people and I can't, you know, just like turn up. In hindsight I really could have, but I'm also glad I didn't. So yeah, I met the whole family, and my sister-in-law was telling me that the mom and everyone in the kitchen was like, you know, type vibes, which I think is quite funny. So yeah, that's how like we basically introduced each other to our families. I do think that mine was like more of a soft launch than what like my husband put me in, but I understand it now because like his family's just like that. They all get together, cousins, you know, all the same, like all together all the time, and it's just like one of those big families where the cousins and everyone is like super close. So I get it in hindsight, but it was just like a lot. And I think that's like really, it's one of the things you need to think about when you're dating and when you're getting married, is like you guys both come from different types of families, so that's gonna play like a huge role. Then the second time I met his family again was at his brother's wedding. Do you see like how this guy just like throws me into the deep end? So the second time I met his family is at his brother's wedding. I went with my sister. My husband was a groomsman, or was he the best man? One of the two. So he was in the wedding. I showed up there alone with my sister. It's only the second time I'm meeting his family, and again now like the whole family's there, which was kind of wild. But we had a really good time. My sister and I had a blast. You don't need to ask us twice to have fun. We had a blast. And his mom was like really accommodating to me. Like when she saw me, she was like, oh hi, you know, she showed us to like our table, made sure that we had a place to sit and all of that. So she was really, really nice. and also like some of his cousins like remembered me and all of that. So that was also really sweet. I was like, okay, cool vibes, cool vibes. It's also like nice to go to like a family event when you guys are still dating, because it's gonna give you sort of like an indication of like how they do things as a family, and like, oh, is my wedding gonna look like that, and all of that. So it's just, I mean, it's obviously with weddings, it's like the couple's money. So if your guys' money doesn't look like that, then it's not gonna look like that. But like it also gives you a good indication of like how they work together as a family to like get such things done. Can't really talk and do eyeliner, can you? I'd like to think that we had like fairly good introductions of each other's families. Need to sit. And then all in all, I think it went well. Oh no, wait, I have to give you guys, like, I had a few intros of like my husband's family. The second intro was just before, okay, the third intro, we had like another intro with now his uncles just before my husband went to go pay ilobola. So he has family that lives in the Val. So we went to the Val to go visit his cousins, and we had booked like accommodation because I was like, I'm not staying like in your family's houses because we are not married, you know. So we booked accommodation, we went out with his cousins. It was a lot of fun, I won't lie. They made me feel like, you know, really, I don't want to say special, but you know, they were really accommodating, and they were like, we're gonna show Bafo and his girl like a really good time, which they did. And then we also met like his cousin, his what's this? I met his ubamdala, bamncane, mam Kulu, yeah. And I remember when I met Umamkulu, she was like, she pulled me aside. I think we were saying goodbye to her, and she's like, oh, his mom told me you guys are about to do the thing. She's like, don't worry, it's our secret. I was like, oh, thank you. She's like, I'm so excited for you guys. I was like, oh, thanks. And so that was another intro with like other family I hadn't met, and it was nice to meet them before the wedding, because I feel like you meet a lot of people before the wedding. I mean, at your wedding. And then at my wedding I met more family. So like up until we went to the Val, I had been meeting and more regularly interacting with his mom's side of the family. And now I was meeting like his dad's side of the family, who are based like in Mpumalanga. That's where we went for Christmas, if you follow me on TikTok. And yeah, so I then met his his dad's siblings at my wedding. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with my in-laws at my wedding, especially at my traditional wedding. Me and my husband's aunties, we were dancing on the tables. I'm not gonna lie, we had such a good time. We had a good time. And he has like really young aunties, so me and the girls, we turned up. We turned all the way up. I'm trying to think who else I met recently. Oh, and then funny story, you know how I'm always telling you guys about hubby's little sister, and so Noma, and you guys have seen her here. Like, would you guys believe if I told you like I met Noma at my wedding? It's not actually, she's not my husband's sister, she's my husband's cousin. And actually my husband and Noma's mom are cousins. But because, you know, age gap, we just say aunties. Like, we call them aboma and stuff. So yeah, guys, you know, as our African families, how they are. So yeah, that's like everyone I met. And then he met the rest of my family, extended family, at my lobola. I'm not even gonna lie, did we travel once before? I feel like we went once before, to KZN with my husband before he paid lobola. And then, no, he met my family, and the first time he came to my home in KZN was after lobola. When he came to pay lobola. And then he came back after he paid lobola just to visit, because I wanted to go down and see my family again. So we went down. My husband my uncle, well, vice versa. My uncle loves my husband, and my uncle's like a father figure to me because my dad is late. And then after that, he met everyone again at Umembeso, and then at the wedding, and then we've been back to KZN since. So he's met like the whole fam. Oh, and then he met my siblings, like my extended siblings. He met some kulo emaloboleni, and then the rest he met at Umembeso. So yeah, that's how we introduced each other to our families, and it's honestly been so beautiful to watch like the relationships like develop on both sides. Like I have a really good relationship with like everyone on his side and vice versa. I think like my mom loves my husband. Like sometimes I have to be like, babes, I'm your child, not him. So my face is done. We just did a little something to look alive. I need to do something with my lips, but this is it for the night. And I want to see what my husband's up to. I can hear music, so I guess he is done for the day. And then I'm going to take you guys along on date night. This is the face in better lighting. And I did my edges, and my hair is just up. It's giving umfazi kabafo. Where's my phone? Are you leaving the lights on? Okay. So guys, the state of my garage that you're about to see. Oh, I didn't pack my wallet, and all I have in my bag is, what's this? What is this thing called? Like all I have is makeup and lip stuff and hand cream. Does my Apple Pay still work if my banking app, if I blocked it?
Blocked what? Your card?
My banking app.
Please. If your card still works, then Apple Pay will still work.
Yeah, should be fine.
So dogs don't escape when mailman delivers us a pot of gold. The way you dress up one night still gives me the shivers. I will confess you to the starlight when we go down to the river. I used to feel the vast and great unknown. Now I'll never face that world alone. You leave me notes before you leave.
Hi guys, it's been a while. It's now Thursday, the following week. I have been so ill, so I haven't been able to finish this vlog. I just wanted to come on here and give you guys an update the best I can, because also I don't really feel comfortable like sharing about my health that much. I think that makes sense because I'm figuring it out still. So yeah, just excuse my hair. Like, I have bed hair because I've literally been in bed like the whole week. I actually need to wash my hair, but I couldn't do that this week, obviously. Oops, my car's still on. Just lock the doors. Yeah, so I've just been like going to the doctor this whole week. I actually just came from a follow-up appointment about an hour ago, and then I had to drop off Noma, hubby's sister. People looking at me weird. At school, and yeah, so I just popped into 44 Stanley while I wait for her because her class is only going to be it's only going to be 45 minutes, and by the time I get home, like, I'm going to need to come back anyway, so I just said I'd wait for her. But I just wanted to come on here and just like, it's so weird because I started off this vlog talking about how my husband and I met, and we actually met at 44 Stanley, and now I'm back here and it's like years since I've been here. So I just find it like so nostalgic and like where it all started, and we've progressed so far from like when we actually met at this place. So I think it's kind of crazy. But I'm just gonna go in, have a coffee, and wait for Noma. I'm gonna see, I think like one of my old colleagues still works here, so I'm gonna pop in and say hi to him and just catch up. He was actually at our wedding as well. Actually, I don't think I've seen him since my wedding. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna end this vlog here and say I'm sorry it's a short vlog, but I didn't expect to run into health issues while I was vlogging. But we'll definitely be back next week to regular programming. I am starting to feel better. I just need to give my body time to rest. As usual, I love you guys so much for watching. Thank you for watching this vlog, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with your friends and family so that they can be part of the family. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.